Today is a special day, but I can't put my finger on why. Hello everybody, today is my 7-year anniversary on YouTube. I don't think I've ever celebrated a YouTube anniversary. I think I always just forget, but I put it in my calendar this time so I would not forget this year. I wasn't really sure what to do to celebrate, so I asked my fan house friends and they suggested watching my old dance videos or my most popular. So I thought I'd do a mix of both. I'm just gonna say I have not watched these probably since I posted them, and some of them are like years old. So I think they're gonna be kind of awkward. My editor Zach is in the middle of moving right now, so you get Avery edit content and you get dog on a skateboard. I also just want to say thank you to everyone who's stuck with me over the years. I know I've hit a couple rough patches. I've taken a break from Just Dance. I've full on quit Just Dance. But I think something always brings me back to my passion. And it's just hard to live and not be dancing. As weird as that sounds, it's been my passion for as long as I can remember, like since I was a wee little bab. And dancing just feels right, and I'm very thankful and happy to be here. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for sticking with me through everything. I'm gonna stop being corny now and just watch some videos. Thank you. This is my first gameplay ever when I used to put the Ubisoft intro to everything. Oh my god! Oh my god! She's so baby! I think I was 19 when I filmed this, or maybe 20. Oh no, I'd probably be 20. I was so young. Dude, my legs look like sticks. This was, okay, so something I've said before is that when I first started like streaming and making videos for Just Dance, I was severely underweight. I have been underweight for most of my life. I had the flu when I was 16 and I lost 20 pounds and I just never gained it back. I've always just had like a very fast metabolism, which I think to some people sounds like the best thing ever. Like you're just skinny all the time. But I was so underweight. I was fainting all the time. I was super sensitive to heat. So like even dancing was hard for me because working out was so tough when you had like no body support. Dude, the jumping, I'm sorry, I can't. The jumping is so bad. She's not jumping. She's like taking little tippy tap steps with her feet. Like, oh, Avery, come on, pay more attention. Anyways. So because of dancing, I've gained like 30 pounds of muscle that I've been able to hold on to, and I'm so much healthier because of it, thank God. So thanks dancing, appreciate it. But yeah, this is old. I'm a little baby. This is my first time ever dancing in heels. Not that I'm trying to be mean to Avery, but like could have picked a better outfit and a more supportive bra. Oh my God. A much more supportive bra. Not that I'm trying to lead everyone's eyes somewhere, but like, I could have found a better one. I definitely was in my era of trying to do like cosplays as best as I could, and that was just like the best I could do. I don't own any of these clothes anymore. I don't own the skirt. I don't have whatever the bracelet is, or the shoes. I don't have any of it. I'm very sad. I don't even think I have the Just Dance like tote bag. Oh, you can't even see it because my face is in the way. There's a Just Dance tote bag hanging on the wall. I don't have any of this. But I remember being very proud of this because I was terrified. I think you can kind of see it in my face, regardless of how low quality the camera is. But like, I was not very confident. I was very nervous and scared and just terrified of everything. And putting this out there was scary for me, but I think what gave me the confidence to start posting Just Dance videos was competing in the Just Dance World Cup. Which if anybody didn't know, that's kind of how I got my start with like Just Dance content creation. I qualified for the World Cup and I met so many people. I met Dina when I was like 19. I was baby, like we were both babies. I met so many friends there, and I think being on a stage and dancing and knowing that I did a good job gave me more confidence than I'd had before to be like, maybe I can do this. And I never expected anything of it. I never expected to be like have a lot of subscribers or anything. I just wanted an outlet to do when I wasn't working and to like express my passion for dancing. So The fact that I am where I am now is really weird because I was not expecting it at all. Oh my God, that hard cut. The video just went from like dancing to just like, it just went from like, when I met you in the summer. All right, next video. So this is Swish Swish by Katy Perry and Nicki Minaj. And I picked this dance in particular because this video is what made my channel like blow up. This was like such a huge turning point for me. Not that I cared much about like my analytics or anything, but like up until that point, my videos were getting like a couple thousand views or whatever. And this one got like 1 million in like a month or something. Like I remember being like, what happened? And I realized it was because I changed the way that I formatted my thumbnails. Like my thumbnails for my videos before were like full camera of me with like the title of the song underneath, but had nothing to do with Just Dance. And this sounds so weird, but like for a while I was trying to figure out how I could change my thumbnails to make them more interesting. And I was like laying in bed one night and I couldn't sleep. And I was like, I should just have it like side by side with me and the coach, because then people recognize it as Just Dance and they know that I'm dancing to it. And that'd be perfect. So I figured out how to do it in Photoshop. And it was literally like the first video I had ever done that type of thumbnail for, English Avery, was this video. So if anyone is like an aspiring like YouTuber or whatever, the thumbnail is so important. It's really, really important. So if you've been trying to think of ways to make your videos better, look at the thumbnail, because oh my God. It's really weird to see this room again because I'm looking at it and it's like so poorly decorated. I feel so mean. I'm just like shitting on past Avery. She's doing her best. She's doing her best. I am very like proud of what I was able to accomplish when I was living in this room, because this is the room where I was dancing where like the most happened for me, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but like I feel like this is where my career really launched, and I'm very, I don't know. I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of her. I really am. It's just also funny to think of how far my videos have come since this, because here I was using like a normal webcam and like I think like the cheapest capture card I could find to capture Just Dance. I don't know. It's just funny to think of how far it's come. I'm just very proud of her. She's doing a great job. Oh, also that's when I used to put like anybody who subscribed, I wrote them on like a snowflake and put it on the wall, but I did that for like different I did that for different holidays. Like for Valentine's Day, they were hearts, and for like the holidays, they were snowflakes and stuff. So I don't know. It's just funny to look at all this. It's weird that this was like 5 years ago or whatever. It's been so long. It's weird. I don't think I need to tell you guys what this video is. This is oh my God. This is the video that like everyone who comes into my Twitch chat for the first time is like, I found you through your Rasputin video every time without fail. So after like my channel had started to like gain a lot of traction, I hit 50,000 subscribers really fast, and I really wanted to do like a special like 50,000 subscriber celebration. And I was like, maybe if it keeps going like this, every 50,000, I'll do like a new celebration or whatever. And so this was my first one. I was like, I'll wear a beard. And I got like this beard that literally didn't stay on my face. I think this fell off like halfway through the song, which is really disappointing. But Rasputin is such a like, it's such an iconic song for Just Dance that I think it's so recognizable. Like people see this guy with the beard and the green like shirt and the like, I don't know what that hat is called, but like the hat that looks very like Russian. And they're like, oh, that's Rasputin from Just Dance. Like everyone knows what Rasputin is. So I thought it would be silly. I didn't think anything would like come of it. I feel like this has been my whole career. It's just, I didn't think anything would happen, but it did. But like, I didn't think people would care. I thought like people wanted to see me dance to like the song where the coach is like a woman. I thought those were like the most popular. So I was not expecting Rasputin to blow up the way it did. But I'm really glad you enjoy this video so much. I'm very honored. I now have a Rasputin like cosplay, like a full-on cosplay just sitting in my closet that I break out whenever we fundraise for charity or something. I'll be like, if someone donates $100, I'll go put on the Rasputin cosplay. Also, that party balloon at the top is also a little iconic for my channel because people who've been around for a long time used to constantly come into my Twitch chat and be like, why do you have a balloon that says panty? It says party in cursive. Like, I think people didn't realize it was cursive, so they were like, why does that say panty? It doesn't, it says party. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm about to say the same thing that I've been saying the entire video, but this is for Me, which was Just Dance 2018, I think, or 2019, I can't remember. But I did not think this song was that popular. I had never heard the song before. I had no idea what they were singing about. It was just a song that I had found from playing Just Dance. And I think at some point I had like run out of choreographies to do, and I was like, I guess I'll do Me. And now Me is the most viewed video on my channel. I didn't realize it was that popular. I'm so out of touch. Also, if we're keeping up with the littlesiha cinematic universe timeline, this is after I've moved and like started upgrading my setup. Like I got a much better capture card. I got like a DSLR camera so it wasn't so like blurry and fuzzy all the time. And at this point I had moved to a place where I was able to use the entire living room as like a dance studio-ish because it was hardwood. And this is like kind of a, I don't know, a dumber anecdote. Like, I don't know if anyone really cares, but when I had been dancing in my previous apartment, I was dancing in socks because I was on carpet in like a bedroom, and my hip like started like dislocating. I'll keep the details to a minimum, but my hip would start jamming, which is like when you move your leg up, down, out, whatever, your hip is supposed to move with your leg, and mine would just not move. Like no matter where I moved it, my hip would just jam and not move. And I had to go to a chiropractor like every month to get it popped back into place because I was dancing in socks, my feet weren't supported. My arches weren't supported. And I did not realize that like your feet could cause so many health problems because your feet are like attached to your knees and your hips and your spine and your neck and your shoulders. So like if your feet aren't supported, then like the rest of your body isn't supported. It's wild. So I was able to get like custom orthotics for my shoes. And then I started dancing in the custom orthotics, and now my hip is great. So that's how I got a bad hip at the age of like 20. So that's super fun. But anyways, Me. I had no idea that this song was so popular. So I'm very glad that people enjoyed it. A lot of the comments are like me when school gets out early or something like that. And I think at the time that I posted this, I was like 23 or 24, and I was like, I haven't been in school in like 7 years. I can't relate. I'm sorry. I'm an adult woman. I'm a boomer as far as you guys are concerned. But yeah, that's Me. I'm very proud of Me. So OMG Extreme was like the first time I had ever tried to do like a serious Just Dance cosplay, or not cosplay, but like Just Dance gameplay, I guess. And Dina was like a huge influence for me because at the time, like pre-COVID, all of Dina's gameplays were like out in public with like full cosplay and like amazing camera angles and camera work and stuff and like lighting. And she was like a huge inspiration for me. And I really wanted to do something special for this song because so many people were like, please do OMG Extreme. And I was like, I want to do it like, I want to make it special. And I thought it'd be cool if I combined like Assassin's Creed with Just Dance, because I feel like Ubisoft, the developers that make Just Dance and Assassin's Creed are very good at like integrating their different games into other games. Like Rabbids has been in Just Dance, for instance. And I think it's really cool, and I thought I would kind of do the same. I will say though, I would not have been able to make this without my friend Mav, who did like everything with the camera and made sure everything was working. We drove to this like desert area in, I think, Eastern Washington, but we did it in January and it was freezing. It was like 30 degrees outside, 30 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is Celsius, I'm sorry. But it was so cold outside. There are times where Mav is holding the camera and it's literally shaking because both of us are like, I'm gonna freeze, I'm gonna freeze. So this is really hard. I've contemplated actually doing another video for this, but just do it indoors where I can actually go all out and perform it well, because I was so cold. I was dying. Like, I think we finished the last take and just ran to my car because we were like, no, it's way too cold outside. And at some point Mav was like, do you want to do another take? And I was like, no, I want to go home. I want to go home. And then we drove through a snowstorm home, but we made it home safely, thankfully. I am very, very proud of this though, and I would not have been able to do it without Mav at all. Like, she was my savior. This is also the first time I hired an editor to do a video for me. Up until this point, I had edited all of my videos because literally all it was just like taking the video and then putting the end screen, and then that was it. So I did all my thumbnails and all my videos, but I was like, this is one of those videos that needs to be done well and I just can't do it. So I hired an editor and she was great. She was really good. So yeah, I'm really proud of this one. Even though I don't think I danced as well as I could have because of how cold it was, I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of it. Good job, Avery. Good job. I saved what I felt was the most important, at least to me, for last, because I have the most story to explain about it, I guess. And also it's something that is like really like dear to me, I guess. I don't know how to not say it corny. Anyways, it's just got paid. So, Jesus Christ, that's so bright. So, Redu reached out to me like probably like a year or two before we made this map and was like, I really want to make a Just Dance gameplay with you. And if you don't know who Redu is, he makes fan mades of Just Dance that are like almost as good as like what's in the game. Like, he creates the background, he does the pictos, he does the lyrics, he does like the little HUD on the side, like he edits the coaches, like he does such an incredible job. And I wanted to work with him, but I was like, I don't have any green screen to work with. Like, I don't have a studio that has a green screen or anything. But one day I finally was just like, I'm gonna make it work. Like, I'm gonna find a way. So I started choreographing this dance. And it took me like 4 or 5 months to do, because it was at a time in my life when I was traveling a lot. I was busy all the time. I was like really struggling to keep up with streaming and making videos because I was just all over the place. So I choreographed almost this entire dance on planes because I wanted to make it work. And I really wanted to find a way to like finally make a fan made with Redu, because I'd been wanting to for like a year or two at that point. So I choreographed almost the entire thing on flights, and then when I was finally ready to like buckle down and film it, I sort of like filmed myself dancing to it, and then I'd be like, okay, I don't like this move, I want to switch this move out for something else. Just Got Paid originally was like entirely different. It was like such a different dance. Before I like would pick things apart and be like, I don't like that, I'm gonna change that, or like, I don't like the timing of this, I'm gonna make this different. Like, there were so many things that I was very particular about. I was super perfectionist. And even now there are times where I watch it and I'm like, that could have been a better move. I don't know. That could have been different. But I bought, if anyone's curious, I made like a behind the scenes video for how I made this. It's a little cursed because it shows me with like all white paint on my face. So sorry for your nightmares in the future. But I went to like some craft store and got like a huge tarp of like super green fabric, and I just like duct taped it to the floor, which did not work out well for me at all because I started ripping the fabric with my feet, and I feel like if I had been in like a green screen studio where it was like linoleum flooring or something, like something that wouldn't move around and stuff, I think I would have gone like 200% harder on this dance because I was so terrified of ripping the fabric. And I was ripping it. At some point it did start to rip and there wasn't anything I could do about it. But because the flooring was like shifting and it wasn't secure and it was ripping, I was just like trying so hard not to ruin all the fabric and stuff. But ultimately, I'm so proud with like how it ended up. And oh my God, I distinctly remember the morning that it premiered and watching it in chat and just freaking out because he had not showed me it beforehand. He hadn't showed it to me before uploading it to YouTube. And I was just like in awe. I would love to do another video with Redu if I can find a green screen studio that's like not made of fabric. That'd be so great. But I'm very proud of it, and I'm proud that it's one of my most viewed videos as well. Like I wasn't expecting people to like it so much, so I'm just very proud. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope that this was interesting to someone. I feel a little awkward about talking about my life because it feels so like self-centered. It feels so like selfish to be like me all the time, me. But I had a lot of people say they wanted to hear like anecdotes about certain videos or like behind the scenes stuff or like my thoughts at the time or like how old I was or what I was going through. And I'm just very like appreciative that people have been around for so long. And I wanted to say thank you for being here and letting me do my passion because I don't know. I just feel very lucky to be doing this. The fact that I was able to make this my career at all, let alone be able to hold on to it for this long, makes me feel so appreciative because I think so many people are probably much better dancers than I am and can't break through for some reason to the career that they love. And the fact that y'all believed in me enough to like support me, and it just makes me very happy and squishy, and I don't know. I'm just very appreciative. I'm glad that you're all here, and I'm glad that I'm able to do this. So thank you for 7 amazing years. I guess we could like round it down to 6 years because of how much time I've taken off from Just Dance, but technically it's been 7 years. So if you enjoyed the video, I hope you'll subscribe. I have a bunch of videos going up and stuff. I have a lot planned, but like I said in the beginning, my editor's in the middle of a move right now. So that's not very poggers. It's not. Thank you so much to my fan house supporters who support all the videos I make. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. If there's any videos you guys would like me to remake, let me know. I know some people have asked me to remake Summer again because I have a few different iterations of Summer and I've been thinking about it because it was my first YouTube video, so I kind of want to. But I always want to know what you guys want from me, so let me know and I'll do it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!